guys, welcome back. You're with me, Niharika, and in today's lesson we are gonna look at some English phrases with the word brain. Yes, the most important organ. Well, we have some phrases for you that you can use in your conversation. So how to use them correctly and what exactly do they mean? Well, let's learn this today. The very first phrase that I have for you is brain box. Now, when do you use this phrase? Well, when you come across an intelligent person. Do you have a brainy friend? Well, I do. There are so many friends who are really intelligent. They have answers to all the questions. Like for example, hey brainy box, could you please solve this for me? So you go to a person who is extremely intelligent and you know it that this person can solve the answer for you, then use the phrase brain box for him or for her. So a brain box is a phrase that you use for an intelligent person. The next phrase that I have for you with the word brain is a bird brain. Well, that's completely opposite to the phrase brain box. A bird brain is used for a person who is absolutely brainless. Yes, that is also another phrase that you can use, brainless, for a person who's so stupid or who's so silly. Yeah, we do come across people who are just so silly or so stupid that they just can't get anything right. Yeah, and that just makes you so irritated. Well, calm down. Just go ahead and use the phrase, look at you. You are such a bird brain. So that means that you are brainless or you are really stupid or foolish. Alright, moving on to another phrase that you can use with the word brain is brain fart. Brain fart. What does that mean? Well, here we are talking about, there are times when you just have this mental lapse. You just can't get the answer. And the answer is so obvious. Like you have to know it. And then you keep banging on your head and you just can't get it right. For example, if someone asks you, hey, when's your anniversary? And you just had a mental collapse. You can't get it. When is my anniversary? Well, you are having a brain fart. You can't remember the obvious thing. Alright? So, brain fart is when you are unable to remember something very obvious. And don't worry too much because this happens to each one of us. Moving on to another one, which is brainchild. Now, brainchild is a phrase which is used for some original idea. Okay, someone who comes up with an idea or some invention that is by their own, like they haven't taken anyone's help and it's just the idea is done or invented single-handedly. Like for example, you can use this in the corporate world, in the business world. If your colleague has come up with an idea or an invention that has worked out really great and he did not take anyone's help, it's his original idea, then that can be called as brainchild. So the marketing plan of my colleague John has really worked for our company. It's his brainchild. So this marketing plan, this idea, this invention is John's brainchild. So brainchild is used for that original idea. Alright? So if you know people who have come up with their own ideas single-handedly, then use this phrase in English. Moving on to another phrase that I have for you is brainstorm. Okay, what do you think this really means? Well, brainstorm is used for a spontaneous discussion to come up with the ideas. Like for example, your company is facing a lot of problems, the sales are down, and you'll have to come up with new ideas to make profits. So how do you do that? Well, let's go have a brainstorm. So brainstorm is a spontaneous group discussion wherein all the team members sit together and work on a plan, come up with various different ideas that should really work for the company. All right? So brainstorm is spontaneous group discussion. Okay? Let's move on to another phrase with the word brain, which is brain drain. Wow, that rhymes. Well, what does this really mean? Well, brain drain is used when a large number of people belonging to a country move out and start earning money or start living in a different country altogether. Well, because the other country pays them well, or the quality of life is so much better. So that situation is called as brain drain. Like the country India has faced big brain drain in recent years. So which means that there are many people who have moved out to different other countries in order to make good money and in order to live a better life. Okay? Alright, let's move on to another phrase that I have for you, which is brainwash. Yes, brainwash. It means to wash your brains? No. Well, brainwash is a phrase that is used when someone tries to feed your mind with something and makes you believe that yes, the things that I'm saying is absolutely right. You know, when you keep telling or repeating the same stuff to a person, making him or her to believe you completely, then that's brainwash. Yeah, you are brainwashing his mind because you're feeding stuff in his mind. He's not thinking of his own. It's not his thoughts, but it is what you are forcing him to think. Okay? So for example, you know, my friend has been really brainwashing me to go ahead and stop talking to her. So basically, it's not your own wish. It's your friend who has been forcing you and feeding stuff in your mind that's making you to boycott someone. Okay? So brainwash is feeding someone's mind repeatedly. And then the last phrase that I have for you with the word brain is brain teaser. So when do you use this? Well, when a problem is really difficult, you know, you're not able to solve it, you have to use your brains, it's really difficult, it's tough to answer or to come up with a solution. So such situations are called as brain teasers. Like, you know, at times when we are trying to solve a puzzle and the puzzle is so confusing, you just can't get it right. You have to really put your brains in order to solve that puzzle. So, if you have to use this in English in your sentence, then you can say that this puzzle is such a brain teaser. So it's not easy, it's difficult to solve it out, so it is such a brain teaser. So a problem or a situation or something that is not easy to solve is brain teaser. Alright, so these are some phrases with the word brain. Well, we can say brainy phrases that you can use in your English conversations. So start using them because that's going to make you more fluent. And I'll be back with a new lesson. Till then, you take care.